Hello everyone, Leatherteen Scale here, also known as Scale, and welcome back to more Bad End Theater. I think I figured out what was wrong. So, the big thing was to not let him be hungry, I guess. I don't know, I was looking it up and apparently there was a common issue with this. So, I'm gonna pick it again, but I have to send the maiden away. So let's try this again. Oh god, do I make him work? I think I make him work. Yeah, I think I make him work, okay. Yeah, because he's gonna go screw off and do whatever anyway. Alright, she needs to go home. Yeah. You need to get lost. Goodbye, thank you, leave. Okay, now I go to sleep. You don't get to rest for very long. We get a new thing. Thank God. Alright. You wake up to the sound of battle. A hero is cutting through your army. As the Overlord, it's your job to take charge in these kinds of situations. You rush out to end the hero's pitiful existence. Vile demons, I shouldn't have believed for a second that you were anything but pure evil. I'll exterminate you all. You don't really get at what he's going on about, but you engage regardless. The girl's gotta defend her people. You clash again and again, but the hero isn't going down easy. You're both dangerously low on health. Oh, this is the one where he karate chops her in the back of the head. I gotcha. Waiting for the other to make a move, one of your underlings appears behind him. They knock the hero unconscious. But you kind of appreciate it, but can't they see this was a duel? They don't respond. You sense a murderous intent. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with her claws. You struggle to retaliate. You've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling. And now I've been betrayed. Perfect. Okay, so I've got, that's great, but another letter flutters down from the curtain. I got lost letter number 4. Tragedy again. My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude, and you wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me it really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day, even now. I wonder if, somewhere, you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Well, if we finished 2 people, we might as well finish the hero. We're the next closest with him. Okay, antisocial but dutiful. And obedient. Okay. Antisocial, dutiful. Okay, antisocial. Dutiful. She's gonna have to be obedient. Might as well make her polite while I'm at it. What else do I need? Antisocial. I show up there slaying things. She runs. I don't talk. Okay, but I don't flee from the demons. I slay my way through the door, right? Is that the case? I don't... Slay my way through. So what changes this? Just the fact that she's antisocial? Yeah, because I didn't... Okay. So let's slay my way through. Slay. Oh. I want to go back and see what that was. Okay. Well, at least I can go back then. Okay. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. On your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity, and she runs away from you for some reason. You wonder what that's all about, but then you remember that you're covered in demon blood. Not wanting to look like you're a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to the town. As you walk past the town square, you notice that the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something terrible to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator hero ending. So let's try that same thing again. But let's see it from her perspective. Right? So what has to happen for him? So she decides to kick us out. So we do what we're told. He's dutiful. I return to the village alone. I get executed. That's right. I get killed at the stake. So we've already done that. Okay, so I don't have to do that again. So let's go see the hero. So, she's antisocial. I flee from the demons rather than kill them. I talk with the maiden. I trust the maiden, but we also have disloyal and captor. Let's take a look at this again. Oh yeah, you need antisocial off, don't you? Oh no, we need it on. Okay. So, antisocial is on. I flee from the demons. I talk to her. I am trusting. And then I have to deal with that dude. Alright, let's see it from this perspective. So let's go ahead and skip. I flee rather than kill them. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. So she comes back out of the village, or out of the castle. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know that the Overlord's castle is, like, right there and it's super dangerous? The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Believe her story? Yeah. You have no reason to assume that she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel like you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. They had been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for an explanation. You politely inform them that this isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on her way out to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle about how little they trust the maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally just in case. The crowd breaks into a hushed whisper. You're too busy thinking of what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're going to say. The town's elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and says that they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure of what's going on, but you get the feeling that it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But suddenly she takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting at you to hunt her and her demon friends down already. But that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch her, to talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into the demon territory. Evil miasma? No, you realize it's just normal smoke. You see the maiden ahead. She stopped in her tracks. The Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. But you had only taken an eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle with smoke so thick now, you think of turning back. The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see. She could be impossible to find. She could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would it be worth risking your life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them that there is nothing you could do. Okay, hold on. What am I doing wrong here? Antisocial. I don't kill them. I talk with her. I trust what the maiden says. I don't... Okay. Huh. Okay, well, let's try doing this then. So, she's resolute. He is disloyal. It goes to warn her. What happens with this? Hold on. Let's try this other way. Because this is the only way to get this one. But I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Please the demons. She's obedient. You talk to her. Huh. Okay. So let's start off the story. I flee from the demons. I'm diplomatic. I get into the room and everything's fine. He's disloyal. What? I'm very much at a loss. Let's... Oh god, I don't want to have to keep, like, looking all of these up. But I feel like I'm not really getting anywhere. Because let's see. I need to start from... Okay, let's go back up to the hero, because I'm only missing 2 now. So... I've already got all the character traits, but what do I need for this? I've already got the failed hero. I've already got tragic. I've already got triumphant. Loyal I've gotten. I don't know what this one is. Okay. So, let's reset everything. Alright, I need diplomatic. I need disloyal. I might as well make her polite. I don't even care. So let's just go ahead and do it then, and we'll see. Alright. So I need to flee like a coward. Forget your pride and escape with your life. Yeah, that's fair. But let's go talk with them, get let in, because I need to be diplomatic about it. And then I need to ask the maiden what's going on. The maiden explains that she was never actually captured. It's still a pretty dangerous thing to do. Everyone's safety. The Overlord allows the 2 of you to leave, and the 2 of you exit the castle. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow her. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by a group from the entrance who shifts the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. The Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door and leaving the run to the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, this whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join in, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. In the next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling, and it's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You don't want to be the next target for her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by the flames. Well, at least I got the next one. Alright, let's clear the board here. So, I only got one last one left for the hero, and I still can't figure out how the hell to do it. So what other ones do I have? I have Naive. I got the true ending. I got the useless hero. I got Spectator. I got Bystander, so this is the last one. Okay. Because I've tried this at least 4 times. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. So, I do need to be trusting. She needs to be obedient. No sense in not having her be anything less than polite in this case. And then I guess what I need then is, let's see, I flee like a coward from the demons and believe her, so we'll see if that changes anything. Alright. So flee like a coward, believe her story. When you reach the gates, hold on, let's go back a little bit. You valiantly dash after her. Okay. That's right. So what did I do wrong last time? Did I not have things right? Maybe I didn't accidentally click captor. Who knows? When you reach the gate, you ask the demons if they've seen the maiden. They have. They inform you that she's being held in the dungeon at the moment. She trusts them, and in return they lock her up. So demons really are truly evil beings after all. You demand they take you to her, but they do not let you pass. You should have expected as much from these unreasonable creatures. You know what you must do. You thrust your blade through the demon before you can rush to the castle alone. You're the only one who can save the maiden now. What the fuck are you doing, killing all of my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easy. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. And I'm dead. And now I've gotten the hero completed. A letter flutters down from the curtains. Lost letter number 1. Alright, let's read. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this, it's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write. I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more, and then maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. Aw. So, I want to play that same thing again. Because I met the Overlord, everything went nice, he wasn't hungry, she was antisocial and she sent me away. And I listened. Yeah, I listened. The hero was trusting of everything that I had to say, but he was disloyal and a captor. So let's do it from this perspective, and then I'll go back and I'll take out the captor part of it. I'm gonna be polite. I'm gonna obey what she says. I don't want to cause her any trouble. What happened? Crowd agrees with him, but of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would have been slaughtered by monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'll be tied up and tossed in a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run. I guess I'm just going to go. Unless I needed to do that. Oh, no. Wait, go back. Leave on my own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside of the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them, and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped, possibly being thrown into a cell back in your village only to be tossed into this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for yourself, because you sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Well, I got imprisoned Maiden, and then we're going to turn off Captor, and we're going to do that again. I'm polite to him. I'm going to listen to what she says. I'm going on my own. They immediately noticed that you overheard them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. Okay, good. We got so we're mostly there. So now what do I need to do? He needs to be trusting. I need to be resolute. You need to be disloyal. I overhear it, and then I have an option for merciful and not. So I'm going to do all that again. Polite. Listen to what she says. Grab the hero and run. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her, not worry her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this were the true nature of demons, the world would be better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off to the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, with your words spilling out all at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised that they were part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now, and it's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she is very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, If you had left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for a path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling as they beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. The Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. And we got Devout Maiden ending. Okay. So what did I need to do? So we needed Trusting. Because I want to save this one for last. Polite. Obedient. Resolute. Disloyal. Anti. And then Mercy. Can I get that without her having to be antisocial? Oh, I can stay for a while. Okay. I mean, that's one way to do it, but I'd rather get the other ending. Okay, so we get Possessive without Disloyal. So let's start with an earlier one. So I meet the Overlord. She's antisocial. I choose to stay. He is dutiful and heroic. Okay. Actually, let's just go with that. And we turn off those. I'm not gonna be obedient. Heroic, and I choose not to be a martyr, so we're gonna skip that. I'm gonna be polite about it. Okay. So, let's go back. Okay, his clothes are stained by a dark liquid dripping from his weapon. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Suddenly the hero dashes towards the Overlord's sword drawn. Do nothing. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Compliance made an ending. Alright. Okay, so we meet the Overlord, we stay. He's diplomatic. She's possessive. And I think we're good. Polite. Okay, go back. You kind of feel like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation and reassure him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read that note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him and give everyone the news of your safety. But the Overlord objects to this suggestion. You tell her that you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, then maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero when she tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Yep, and now I'm captured. Okay, so we have one last ending to get, which means I have to turn off possessive, you have to be disloyal. Let's see. Alright. So I stay for a while. He's diplomatic. You're disloyal. I overhear the plot. On our way out, she chooses to be merciful. And now we're good. So everyone should be fine. Alright. Let's get this going. Polite. Skip all of that. Okay, we go back. So we choose to return safely to the village with them. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. Yeah, but we talked about how he doesn't want to do that. The demons take notice of you, and you run off into the castle. Everything's frantic. You wish everyone would shut up. She makes them be quiet. Quiet. We're all locked in. We have a bad feeling about everything. Just pretend that you didn't hear them, and only the Overlord would have been kept. There must be a path where everyone survives. The Overlord seizes her underling as they beg for their life. You pray, because you don't know what else to do. You just pray. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 2. It can't end like this. You want to answer the Maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. Let's read the second lost letter, number 2. My love, I've finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right, I opened my very own theater. You'd be so proud. If you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it, wherever you are. Yours, Tragedy. Nobody's gonna be on fire. I am the third unknown person? This is horrifying a little bit, but I love it. Okay. I'm kind of also just gonna go ahead and... You boldly insert yourself into the story. You use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. I isekai my way out of this. Is what I'm seeing. Oh god, I need to do something about my... I guess that works. Okay, so I overpoweredly saved the characters of the story. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, the maiden, the underling, and the overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. I guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? I've come to save you. You explain to the group that you've witnessed their many terrible intertwining fates, and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course, this makes no sense to any of them. Only the maiden understands your compassion. My prayers have been answered. You must be... Her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. And now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force their way into the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me Tragedy, if you'd like. I would. I'm a little terrified, not gonna lie. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? Oh. You are alone in the darkness with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater, though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I want to see something new. I'm not sick of this. This is his thing. This is his outlet. I want something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. Do you think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending? That's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be an entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God, I guess. But I don't want to fight God. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Defend? You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Oh, is that all you got? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try again. I'm gonna just keep doing Undertale. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Behold, my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly crafting endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here, to the end of the world. That's right, you came to save them. You can't do this alone. Oh. Oh, I have a health bar and everything. Oh god, hold on. Summon. Am I summoning the hero? You find the hero in his home. Oh, I can move back up now. In his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. You're... How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He's overjoyed by your answer. Apparently, his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I do like the idea of changing fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're just the one who's been killing us. Murderer. I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. Well, what about that? Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Ow. I guess justice? The hero tries using his belief of justice to fight tragedy. That justice applies to you too, does it not? You'll pay for your own misdeeds. Oh, yeah. Alright, I guess we just have to keep summoning everybody. Let's get the Underling. You approach the gate to the Overlord's castle. The Underling is on guard duty as you expect. And they call out to you. The other demon guard is soundly asleep. Hey, you're pretty weird looking, intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the Underling that you've come to save them from tragedy. Oh, okay. Try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The Underling snickers, and you ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. Think of the Underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the Underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. There's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The Underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the heck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The Underling, You must be really desperate to call on such an unreliable ally. Huh, if I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over? Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy strikes with a terrible fate. Choked to death for not killing anyone. Let's summon the Demon Lord. You enter the Demon Lord's room, relieved to see that the fire contained to the torches on the wall. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with humans like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone and live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only to be surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true ending for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see, so this is tragedy. Ah, you've brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Oof. And now we summon the Maiden. You happen to find the Maiden as she exits the church. Her heart set on fire, meeting a demon. Wait, nope, her heart's set on meeting a demon, not set on fire. That's her unfortunate fate. Perfect timing. She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe in a sense you are. You've come all this way. The Maiden regards you with an excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon? I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of the story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown tired of waiting. You remember this part. So she wanted to understand her role better, so you ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place that she felt like she belonged. The true end for the maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. I'll follow you. The maiden then will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I think it depends who you ask. I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. He attacks with a terrible fate. Ow. Haha. Now that the whole party's here, can you finally solve my puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Ambition? I will reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Tenacity? Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The Underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Kindness. The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy with kindness. So naive. I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Oh. Ow. Alright, so hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. Oh, see, I was thinking hope would be the bad option, because her hopes are what got her into this mess in the first place. Maiden hopes with all of her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Willpower. Your reign of terror ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. And we succeed. You've done it. You managed to defeat me. A tragic end for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, Underling. And thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry. I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end. Theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? I'm satisfied. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one, so here's your true ending. I conquered tragedy. And so now he gets to sew. Are we gonna speed up? Not that I don't want to see the credits, but I just want to see them a little quicker. So he's doing a fashion show. Oh, I'm liking this. I like this song. This is a good song. Oh, and the maiden somehow got them all to come together? How? Have the demon come to you? Oh, they end up together. Look at how cute they are. Oh. Maybe there's something else I have to change. I mean, that did seem pretty definitive, but that still felt like a bad end for tragedy. I don't know. Maybe there's one last thing I need to do? Because we're at the theater. Wait. Looking for lost love. This warmth from them. Huh. Wait a minute. The notes. Aww. Aww. So is that... So are we the love? Did we finally come? Your true end? Wait. 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 Something's... Yeah, thank you. Something's missing. Hey. Hey, buddy. Hmm? Oh, you're still here. The curtain has closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell, after all. There is one more? Ask it its story. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. Like these sitting with us. Remove the mask. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart into your hands, revealing... Huh? I should have warned you. This might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to that of the maidens. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's just how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear, not another ending, but the truth? Tell me. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such thing as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out, to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. Running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many, and this pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all, where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything was okay in the end. I lost her, and then I started this theater. But this story does have a happy ending. Huh? The Overlord. I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course, I would be drawn to a place like this. Yeah, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes I'm holding it together. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. I'm gonna cry. Now truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. I'm gonna cry. That was so sweet. I'm so glad that tragedy got an ending. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry a little bit more, I think. I really liked this story. I really liked this story. Oh, I'm so glad that it had a happy ending for tragedy. And my heart breaks a little bit when I think about their story. And yeah, it had a rough patch. There wasn't a lot of support from their communities or anything. But they still loved each other, and they still chose love, and they still chose to make their own happy endings. And I'm really glad. I'm really glad that they got their happy ending. What happens if I hit enter? Are we done? There's nothing more to see, my love. But if you'd like to reset, if you really want to experience everything all over again, I'm happy to oblige. Shall we begin the resetting process? Never mind. You're so fickle. Let me know if you change your mind. Oh, that's cute. So there is options for that, and I do like that it's got the closed thing. Oh. I worked so hard to get everyone their happy ending. Well, I'm glad tragedy got theirs. Well, this has been Bad End Theater. I really enjoyed it. It was a kind of nice puzzle game. And yeah, I still had to turn to the internet when I got, a little too stuck, but it's fine. Everyone does things at their own pace, and I did give it my fair go of trying to solve it a few times first. But I don't know what comes next, but I hope you guys all go out there and make your own happy endings. Yeah. Stay safe out there, drink water, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.